Some women are simply born rich, confident, and naturally magnetic to their desires. Let's be clear, this podcast is not for them. However, if you're a soul-driven, visionary, or entrepreneurial woman who's been on a mission to learn how to create a better future bursting to come out of you, welcome to my world. I'm Jo Warwick, and this is Rich, Sexy, and Free. I've dedicated most of my career to helping women get to their core power and unlock the missing pieces for their own unique success. You may already know me as the author of The Big Book of Love. With 30 years experience in psychology, embodiment, manifesting, and energetics, we will be exploring together becoming rich, sexy, and free. So if this excites you, don't forget to like and subscribe on your favorite platforms so you can stay up to date with the podcast. Hi, and welcome to today's episode of Rich, Sexy, and Free. I'm Jo Warwick, and I'm so pleased that you're joining me today. It is again one of our intimate sessions, and we're continuing our theme, of course, of money, of wealth, of evolution into your own wealth. This has become the big focus for Rich, Sexy, and Free, so I'm so pleased that you're here. Now, today I want to talk about the evolution process and the teenage phase and how this impacts your capacity to attract, receive, manage money. There are elements of money, of course, which is the flow of money coming in and coming out, of managing and cultivating money, so your capacity to hold it and grow it. And the other part is, of course, your relationship with it, how you respond to it, how you react to it. And then, of course, the whole thing is supported by your wealth identity. And this is really the key of where it comes from. And the wealth identity evolution takes you through phases of being an infant, being a teenager, aligning with your inner soul, coming into the adult, and then into the wild freedom of yourself. Now, I explain this fully and in more detail inside the money map, inside the Feminine Evolution Guide to all of these things. So you can go grab the money map. It's free. It's 18 pages long. But today I want to talk about this element of the teenage phase and what this really means, okay? I want to describe it's not a failure in you, and it's not that you're walking around as a teenager. Yes, it is a psychological development. Now, if you don't know me, I think I say on the beginning of this, I am a psychologist, a psychotherapist. This is a big part of what I did for a very long time. And I was an expert in understanding human development and dynamics. We often talk about the inner child. Well, actually, the inner child is generally your infant phase. This is a much younger part of you, and there is a whole part about this inside the money map, okay? But the teenage phase is one of the key elements of you stepping into your maturity. And when it comes to money, we're talking about a maturity in your energy, and that the energy in you, the power in you, is going in the right direction. When you're a teenager, we all remember that phase of it being confusing and chaotic and self-involved and terrified and wanting to be both a little girl or a little boy and wanting to be a full adult. You think you know everything. You're full of hormones, full of passion for life. Now, when this energy in you has been allowed to evolve correctly, if you had the most wonderful, healthy, glorious upbringing and childhood, and you felt deeply supported and all of that, the energy would flow correctly. And yet, probably you wouldn't have flexed those muscles, because the important part of that phase is that you're pushing against and pushing to and pushing up and fighting against stuff. It's an important phase to fight against things. And like swimming against the tide, it builds resistance. It's like going to the gym. You need to build some of that muscle, that resistance to yourself. It's good resistance. It's building your capacity to stand on your own 2 feet. So again, there's nothing wrong with this phase. However, once you've matured into an adult physically, these become like energetic blockages. They can be shadows, but I truly do believe in the work that I've done is that they also become like physical energetic blockages in your body, in your muscular system, somatic, etc. Now, where this interlinks with human design and your circuitry in your body, your perfect design for success, is that we all have these areas in our body that we're here to grow from. And so we have stages, either the infant stage, either the teenage stage. We might get stuck in the adult phase, which is about that I finally get safety, but I can't go beyond that. So we can get stuck in what we seek, and we don't know how to expand beyond it, when our soul, our mind are unlimited, completely unlimited. And when you come from that place, you know that money is unlimited, wealth is unlimited, your capacity is unlimited. You can expand and expand and expand. But your body holds these stories, it holds these patterns. So this one part, this one key thing, when you're in the teenage phase, you will generally find the teenage energy is in your sacral area or your solar plexus. When you know you're in it, you'll find that you're in rage mode. You're either raging against something, you're frustrated, you're pushing against something, and fundamentally you're wanting to control. And when we're in that controlling energy, and I'm sure you can look around you and see people who are absolutely acting from that behaviour. We can look at it in our fuller, wider society. We can look at it in our families. We can look at our friends. We can see when somebody is in an unhealthy, because it is unhealthy, it's not full flowing of energy. It is a teenager demanding control, trying to force and fight, trying to control everybody around them. It is a control phase, because when we are a physical teenager, it's very important. We're trying to find out who we are. But as an adult, our capacity to manifest and create and flow and generate and cultivate money and wealth, we need to be a stable, open vessel for that to come in. We need to be able to be like strong riverbanks that hold the flow of the river. So when we're in that teenage phase, when that energy is flowing around us in our solar plexus, our sacral, maybe in our lower back, if you have lower back pain, that is a sure sign you have blocked energy around being a teenager. And it is psychological, it's energetic, it's emotional. This is physically in your body, where your body has gone, oh, I couldn't do that at that stage. I couldn't do it. I had to play out a survival pattern. And now, what you know, and maybe the work you've been doing, you end up with what's called a conflicting energy. So the circuitry in your body, the energy flow in your body, your power cannot flow around your body. So if you're into Star Wars, you would know that you should use the Force. Yeah, use the Force. But when you're in a teenage phase, you tend to be using the Force against yourself, because when you're ever trying to control anybody outside of yourself, you are actually using the Force against you, and you're using it for evil, as they would say in Star Wars. You've turned to the dark side, but that's not true. You're just in a fighting phase, and it's learning how to shift that energy and give it what it needed and needs now for it to soothe, to recalibrate, and to go into the right direction. Because once it goes into the right direction and it comes into a maturity, it eases and you get to use it for your good. Your good. You get to attract, you get to receive, you get to expand. All it is a blocked phase. So you're not doing anything wrong, you just haven't had the chance to let it go. Now, when I worked as a psychotherapist for years, this is also the foundation of my thesis, and I've presented on this many times about the importance of accepting your own rage. And when I worked with my teenagers, physical teenagers, and when I worked with my adults, I got them to express a lot of this energy. And there is a phase, an important part of expressing, shouting it, beating it out, all of those things. But there's actually a more powerful method, which I would say for a long time I would back all of that until I learned it's also, there becomes another phase, which is about soothing, calming, and accepting and loving it. And you need to be able to do both. Because when it's an over-spewing volcano, you have to let go of the excess. If you tried to soothe and love it from that stage, if you didn't express it, you were still in those wounds, you would be overwhelmed by the pain, the grief, the suffering. You just stay stuck again. Once you've gone through that phase, it's really important to just love this energy, love yourself, forgive yourself. I have a heap of programs that are available to help you. Of course, go and check them all out at www.richsexyandfree.com. Always put the www in to richsexyandfree.com. And go and download the money map. It's free. At the back, you will find my catalogue of products and programs that will help you mature your own energy. It's not that you're psychologically immature. It's that your energy needs maturing so that you can step into what for wealth. And if you ever look at my stuff, it says capital WEALTH. Wealth meaning integrated power that allows you to manifest, attract, and hold, most importantly, hold money and flow it freely. You cannot do that until you become this integrated vessel and learn how to feel really good about money, feel really good about your own wealth, but fundamentally feel really good about your own power. It's your power, the energy flow within you, that is the key to everything you create in life and everything about money. The thing that we find in our society, you only have to look around, is people seek outside of themselves validation, but more importantly, they're seeking power through money. But when you own the power within yourself, money just naturally unfolds. You don't have to control it. You don't have to fight it. You get to come into what's called a loving, flowing, overflowing relationship. When you're in the teenage phase or an infant phase and you're seeking power outside of yourself by collecting money, you don't trust it. You come into what's called a toxic, unhealthy, fight or flight relationship with money. And so money comes, money goes, money's dramatic, money flows out. It's unsafe. It doesn't feel safe for you. What we're talking about is how you can shift yourself into a healthy relationship with money, grounded and secure, being a secure riverbank for money to flow, and allowing it to be something that you can grow and cultivate from this place of I accept my own power, energetic power, my mind power, emotional power, my spiritual power into alignment as this wealth of my wealth identity. Because when you align all of your power, you feel and know you are rich as fuck. You connect with your spiritual unconscious that knows that money is who you are, that wealth is who you are, that your state is that you are already a multimillionaire, you are already a millionaire, you are already overflowing with wealth and love and joy and happiness and growth, because it's not just about the money, it's about full prosperity. And a great statement I use is I am now rich, sexy and free. I am now rich, healthy, wealthy, in overflow, abundance, love. Yeah, I am now. I am now these things because I am in the truth of it all. And then your only job in this life is to catch your body up, help it to catch up with what you know. And when you tap into what I call your inner goddess, who already knows this, who knows the fullness of yourself. So if you like what you're hearing, if it's interesting, if it's activating, you're understanding a little bit more about what I do. It's a little bit more psychologically based today. As I said, go and check everything out. It's there for you. Go through the transmissions inside the Money Map. Go and check out the catalogue. Amazing programs like Money Love, which is an incredible program that really helps shift your relationship with money, with love, with resources, and with your wealth identity. But most importantly, my Rich Femme Evolution membership, which is kicking off on May 1st, where we will absolutely be diving into the shift of embodying, living, breathing, not only your wealth identity, but really learning how to be the manager of money in a really healthy and overflowing way, to clear away resistances of you receiving and sharing and giving. This is the place to really work with me in a group environment where you get to elevate together. But of course, as ever, there's amazing products and programs inside the catalogue, inside what I call my Rich, Sexy and Free house, the fashion house, the in-house for your internal world. Do reach out to Rich, Sexy and Free on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. They're all available for you to find and do if you go to www.richsexyandfree.com. But I've loved sharing this with you, and I go deeper and how to shift it more inside the Money Map. Have a great day.
It's been great to connect with you today, but before you leave, if you want to find out more about how I can help you personally or check out any of my books, products, or coaching packages, just simply go ahead and visit richsexyandfree.com. And I look forward to seeing you next week on the podcast.